ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వండి. సో బేసికల్గా ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఏంటంటే యూ నీడ్ టు ప్రెడిక్ట్ ద లివర్ డిసీజ్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద పారామీటర్స్ అనమాట. లైక్ టోటల్ బుర్బన్, సమ్ మెజర్స్ ఉంటాయి కదమ్మా లివర్కి సంబంధించిన మెజర్స్. యూ నీడ్ టు ప్రెడిక్ట్ వెదర్ ద లివర్ హ్యాస్ డిసీజ్ ఆర్ నాట్ అనమాట. సో ద లివర్ హ్యాస్ ద డిసీజ్ ఆర్ నాట్ అనేది క్లాసిఫికేషన్ ప్రాబ్లం కాబట్టి ఇది క్లాసిఫికేషన్ ప్రాబ్లం అనమాట. కేటగారికల్ వేరియబుల్ కాబట్టి క్లాసిఫికేషన్ ప్రాబ్లము. So first I'm just reading all the data. 1 minute. First I'm reading all the libraries. I'm loading all the libraries. First one. Wait. So first what I'm doing is I'm loading all the libraries. Pandas and now the data read చేస్తున్నాను. Data ఏంటంటే liver data1.csv. For example, liver1. This is what your data అన్నమాట. సో మన దగ్గర ఉన్న డేటా ఏంటంటే ఇది లివర్ డిసీజ్ ఉంటే 1 లేకపోతే 2 ఉంటే 1 లేకపోతే 2, జెండర్ 1 అంటే మేల్, 2 అంటే ఫీమేల్, ఏజ్, టోటల్ బుర్బిన్, ఇవన్నీ డైరెక్ట్ ఇవన్నీ లివర్కి సంబంధించిన మెజర్స్. బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దిస్ వాల్యూస్ వీ నీడ్ టు ప్రెడిక్ట్ వెదర్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ రెస్పాండెంట్ హ్యాస్ లివర్ డిసీజ్ ఆర్ నాట్. యాజ్ బీయింగ్ వేరియబుల్ వీఆర్ డూయింగ్ క్లాసిఫికేషన్ ప్రాబ్లం అనమాట. సో ఫస్ట్ ఐ రీడ్ ద డేటా, దెన్ ఐఎమ్ రీడింగ్ ద డేటా బై యూజింగ్ we have 1169 people with 11 variables ఉన్నాయి. దిస్ బేసికలీ విల్ గివ్ ద డేటా టైప్స్ అనమాట. సో ఇందులో మనకి ఇవన్నీ జెండరు ఒకటే కేటగారికల్ వేరియబుల్, మిగతా అన్ని ఇంటీజర్ వేరియబుల్స్ అనమాట. అయితే జెండర్ కూడా 10 ఉంది కాబట్టి దీన్ని మనం కన్వర్ట్ చేయాల్సిన పని లేదు. డేటా హెడ్ ఒక్క నిమిషం సౌండ్ వస్తుంది. సో ఈ డేటా డాట్ హెడ్ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే టాప్ 10 రికార్డ్స్ ని ప్రింట్ చేస్తుంది to see the data. So this is what our data. ఇట్లా పెట్టండమ్మా ప్లీజ్. ఓకే, చిన్న పిల్లలు అటెండ్ అవుతున్నారు సెషన్స్. ఓకే, వితౌట్ ప్రాపర్ డిస్టర్బెన్స్. సో హియర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ద డిపెండెంట్ వేరియబుల్ లివర్ డిసీజ్ అనేది. ఏజ్, జెండర్, ఆల్ దీస్ ఆర్ ఇండిపెండెంట్ వేరియబుల్. సో వీ నీడ్ టు ప్రెడిక్ట్ ద లివర్ డిసీజ్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ఆల్ దీస్ వేరియబుల్స్ అన్నమాట. దట్స్ ద ప్రాబ్లం. సో హియర్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఓన్లీ వన్ వేరియబుల్ విచ్ ఈస్ categorical variable 1 2. Anyway it's coded 1 2, we don't need to code it, otherwise we need to make it, if it is male female we need to label code it. So this is the data. Now data describes will give the all the descriptive statistics. నేను మీకు ఇది HTML లో పంపిస్తాను. ఈ అవుట్పుట్ మొత్తాన్ని మీరు థీసిస్ లో పెట్టాలన్నమాట. యూనిట్ 3 లో నేను మీకు ఒక శాంపుల్ కూడా పంపిస్తాను లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ది. ఆ PDF లో ఈ ఫార్మాట్ లో పెట్టి మీరు సబ్మిట్ చేయాలి. సో డేటా describe basically give the descriptive values for all the variables anamata. Like what is the mean value, standard deviation, quartile. So next we need to see is there any missing values or not. For that we are doing data set that is null. If you see there is some missing values unnai. A variable ALB globe under ratio variables lo unnai. But in the missing imputation class lo what we decide, if the missing values for a continuous variable lo unte మనం దాన్ని mean తో రీప్లేస్ చేస్తాం. That's what we have done here. సో మీరు తర్వాత ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. ఇప్పుడు ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాక్టీస్, ఈ కోర్సు మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తూ వస్తుంది. సో మిస్సింగ్ వాల్యూస్ని తీసేసాం అనమాట. తీసేసిన తర్వాత లెట్స్ రన్. నౌ ఇఫ్ యూ సీ దేర్ ఇస్ నో మిస్సింగ్ వాల్యూస్ హియర్ ఇట్స్ బ్లాక్ మీన్స్ దేర్ ఇస్ నో మిస్సింగ్ వాల్యూస్. నౌ వీ నీడ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ద డేటా యూజింగ్ విజువలైజేషన్స్ అనమాట. సో మన డిపెండెంట్ వేరియబుల్ లివర్ డిసీజ్ కాబట్టి మనకి ఇచ్చిన డేటాలో ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారో చూస్తున్నాం. దానికోసం మనం ఒక బార్ డయాగ్రామ్ గీస్తున్నాం అనమాట. సో వీ హ్యావ్ అరౌండ్ 650 ఏమో లివర్ డిసీజ్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు, 2 లేని వాళ్ళు ఇంతమంది ఉన్నారు అనమాట. నా వాట్ వీఆర్ ట్రైంగ్ టు డూ, వీఆర్ బేసికల్లీ వాటికి పర్సంటేజ్ స్కోర్ కనుక్కుంటున్నాం. 57 people హ్యాస్ ద లివర్ డిసీజ్, 42% డజంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ లివర్ డిసీజ్ అనమాట. దెన్ కంప్లీట్ డేటా మొత్తాన్ని హిస్టోగ్రామ్స్ పెడుతున్నాం. ఇది ఆల్ అవర్ కంటిన్యూస్ వేరియబుల్స్ కాబట్టి మనం హిస్టోగ్రామ్స్ పెట్టాం. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఇది కేటగారికల్ వేరియబుల్స్ కూడా 2 bars వచ్చాయి, జెండర్ కూడా వచ్చాయి, మిగతాదంతా హిస్టోగ్రామ్ నార్మల్ ఉన్నాయి. ఈ పాజిటివ్ వ్యూస్ ఉన్నాయి. హలో, this is how histograms you put all these histogram. Now Nidhi please.
Sir, sorry to interrupt, but can you please explain in English? I don't understand in Telugu.
Okay, sorry. Okay,
thank you sir.
Yeah, so what I'm doing is basically once we read the data, we have seen the descriptive statistics by using describe command. So by that we have seen all the descriptive statistics. Then we test for the missing values and we observe that there is one variable has the missing value, because the missing values for the continuous variable always replaced with mean value. That's what we did here. After doing the missing value, this is what our data, and we have checked the same thing for the missing value. No variables have missing now. So after that we are seeing the percentage seeing the distribution of the liver disease, and we have around 600 cases have the diseases, around 500 cases doesn't have the liver disease. If you see the proportion, it's the 57 and 42%. In order to understand the data visually, we build the charts. So here I plot the descriptive histograms for all the continuous variables. So some of variables are following normal, some are not following normal. The next step is we need to see the outliers. In order to find the outliers, we use the box plot. This is what I have done. For all the continuous variables, I plot the box plot. So by seeing box plot, we know some of the variables are having outliers at the top and some of having the outliers at the bottom side. We already discussed when outlier treatment, if the outlier is on the top side, we have to put them into quantile. So 80, 84, I have seen the quantile. And if it is the bottom side, we need to force back. So what we are trying to do here, all the outliers which are there on the top of the whisker, we are forcing back using the quantile logic. Similarly, below we are forcing back to fifth quantile. That's what I have done for all the variables. Then I just ran this thing. Then you don't see any of the outliers. All the outliers are gone. See, all the outliers are gone. Age the gender is basically categorical variable, which we are not interested here. Then because we want to see the correlation between all the continuous variables, this is what the correlation. Basically, it will give the correlation between all the variables. And the same thing we can also see by using the correlation map. This is what the map. So we can see some of the variables as the correlation. Now we need to see the interrelationship between independent and dependent variables. Here what we do is basically, if your dependent variable is categorical variable, because we are doing liver disease, yes, no, and you have mix of independent variables. Some variables are continuous, most of the variables are continuous, only one variable is the categorical variable, that is gender. If you want to find the relationship between the two categorical variables, you do the chi-square and horizontal vertical bars. And if you want a relationship between one continuous variable, one categorical variable, you basically use the t-test and block. So same thing we are doing here. We wanted to see is there any relationship between the liver disease and gender. That's what we are doing here. So then it is giving the observed table, expected value, and also chart. And this p-value is basically will give whether the relationship is significant or not. Because the p-value is less than 0.05, we say that there is a relationship between the gender and liver disease. Okay, clear? And similarly we do for, that's what. But when it comes to find categorical versus continuous, we basically do t-test, because we have two labels, liver disease, yes, no, and age. One continuous variable, one categorical variable. If you want to find the relationship between these two, we do the t-test. That's what I am doing. If you do the t-test, yes, this is the p-value 0. That means there is a significant relationship between age by liver disease also. Similarly, we do for all other variables also. Total bilirubin, there are some significant relations. That's what you need to put for all the variables in your thesis. P is less than 0.05 means there is a significant. If it is greater than 0.05, there is a no significant. So if you see all the variables, they are significant individually, because these are all the measures now. So this is what printed T state. I can print P here. So this is not significant actually. This particular Almane is not coming as significant because the p-value is greater than 0.05. And similarly we do for so this particular variables also now, so which is less than 0.05 only, then they are significant. So that's what we have done here. So once we do that, we need to prepare data for model. So from the data we can understand only the first. Actually, in the Python, the index starts from 0. In the first, we have dependent variable, that is whether we have liver disease or not. The first location. So that's why in the first location, we are specifying this as a dependent variable. All other variables we are specifying as independent variables. So that's what we are doing in this course snippet, X and Y. So X is basically all other variables, gender, age, all these are, and Y is your dependent variable, which is 1 and 2. Now what you need to see, you basically need to create the dummy variables, because X, so that's what we are creating, because gender we are creating X as 1, 0. So we made this as a dummy variable because female. Then what we are trying to do, we have to split the data for cross validation purpose. So that's what we are splitting the data into 80% we are making as a training data and 20% we are making a testing. That's what we are doing here. Then after that, what we are trying to, we are importing all the libraries which is required for model. Then because of the classification problem, the measure is the accuracy. And now we are doing the 10-fold cross validation. Now what we are trying to do, because of the classification problem, we are using all the classification techniques like logistic regression, linear discriminant, k nearest neighborhood, decision tree, Gauss, say, boosting and bagging random classifiers also. All the models we are running as a pipeline, and based on the accuracy, we choose the what is the best model. Okay, so that's what we are doing. All the results we are getting here. Once we get the results, we compare the results. We compare the results, and somehow we notice that random forest is working very well. So now what we are trying to do, we are taking the random forest. But when we discuss the random forest, we also discussed about hyperparameter tuning. So we have given some parameters, and we are trying to find the what is the best of hyperparameters. That's what we are doing this search called grid search algorithm. So we have given these parameters and running the random forest and try to find the best combination. That's what we are doing here. After doing this, we are doing a grid search. Then we are fitting here. It will take time, basically. So it will take some time. అర్థమవుతుందమ్మా ప్రాసెస్?
Sure.
ఓకే. సో మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, డేటా రీడ్ చేసాము, డిస్క్రిప్టివ్ స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ చూసాము, చార్ట్ చూసాము, ఇండివిజువల్ ఇన్ఫరెన్స్ చూసాము, ఎక్స్ అండ్ వై చేసాము, అన్ని క్లాసిఫికేషన్ టెక్నిక్ చేసాము. ద బెస్ట్ టెక్నిక్ ర్యాండమ్ ఫారెస్ట్ తీసుకున్నాం. బట్ ర్యాండమ్ ఫారెస్ట్ అనేది ఒక ఎన్సాంప్లింగ్ I forgot. Sorry. So what we did is we read the data, we pre-process the data, we have seen the relationship between, we have basically done the descriptive statistics using, we have done the descriptive statistics, we have seen some charts, then we basically try to find the independent and dependent variables and try to fit the model. Because of the classification techniques, we have run the pipeline of the techniques and somehow chosen random forest is the best technique. In the random forest also further we are going and we have done the hyperparameter tuning. And we got the best parameter combination. This is the best parameter combination. So max features is 2, estimators is 300. So once I run this thing, I got the classification summary for both train and test. But if you see, we got fully overfit. We got 100% accuracy on train data, but 89% accuracy on the test data. So hence this model is suspectable. But as random forest is always not able to interpret, we cannot use them in the production. So that's why what we are doing, we are using random forest as intermediary step and finding and using random forest for its merit. What is the merit of the random forest is basically it will give the variable importance. Okay, even though we are not using this model, we are using this random forest importance. We are trying to see what are the independent variables which coming as an importance through the random forest. So we got these variables. So from the random forest, we got these variables as the important order, out of which we will select the top 4 variables and build the logistic regression on top of it. So that's what we are doing. From the random forest, what are the variables we got as important? ASP min, ALK force, ALK min, age, and direct Wilburin. Actually, some variables are changed here. ASP, this is there, min is there, age is there, min is there. Instead of direct Wilburin, actually we have total Wilburin. So now what I will do, I will change this variable with this variable. Now we are using only these 5 variables and building logistic regression. Why we are building logistic regression? Because logistic regression is easy to interpretable. So now I took only 5 variables and I'm just transforming the data to put in the same condition and trying to fit the logistic regression. So in the logistic regression, how much I am getting? 70% training data and 65% on the test data. That means it's not overfitting, not underfitting. You know what is overfitting and what is underfitting. So now I can use this A value. Or I can also use some SVM, other techniques also. But now we are not interested. I think it's only enough to use the logistic regression. But if you want to run the SVM also on the shortlisted variables, if you run support vector machines also, you will get it will take time. Yeah. So I think, but only you can stop only logistic regression point of view. That could be the fine. So that's what your project. So let me put it once again summary. So you are working on the liver disease project. So you need to predict whether the respondent will get the liver, he has liver disease or not based on some of the parameters. So we first read the data. You basically try to understand descriptive statistics by using the describe. Then you try to find the interrelationship between independent and dependent variable. Here the dependent variable is categorical variable. Hence you find the relationship between the two categorical variable by using the chi-square. In this case, you find the relationship between age versus dependent variable using the chi-square. And second, basically, you try to find the relationship between the continuous variables with categorical variable. You will find the significant relationship between the continuous and categorical variable using t-test. That's what we did for all the variables. Then we split the data into 80-20 and ran the classification model, and somehow found random forest is doing good. But random forest is somehow giving overfitting. It has given 100% accuracy on trained data and 80% on test data. That means it's not a good model. And also one more problem with the random forest is we cannot interpret it. But the beauty of the random forest is it will give the variable importance. So what we are trying to do is we are taking the variable importance from random forest and using those variables only in the logistic regression, which has fairly given 70 and 65%. So with the less variables, we are getting the more accuracy. Hence, this model is stable and we can use this model for the future classification. Clear, guys? And you don't worry about these two things. What I can do, so you can use only up to logistic regression onwards. What I will do right now, I will download this HTML and send you, because this HTML code has all the outputs there. So tomorrow in your thesis, you just need to put this output, and also I will share this last year sorry, your seniors last year some people worked on this project. I am giving the format from their liver disease. So this is their PDF format. Use this PDF format and use this format and prepare your thesis. This is what your PDF format, and the data I will give it from here. Wait. Project survivor, final project, liver disease, and this is what your data. Correct? This is what your data, you have data and this there. When it comes to the code, liver disease, this is the code. So with these three, you can finish your thesis. Understand? అర్థమైందమ్మా?
Okay, sir.
Clear? Any doubts?
Yes, sir.
ఆ కోడ్ లో అవుట్పుట్ మొత్తం ఉంటుంది. If you open this కదా, you will get along with any input. So in the thesis respectively, you need to go and paste this. Either you can do snipping or anything, you do it. Okay, you understand kada? So you will get output also. You just scroll it. In case if you are not able to see the output kada, you will get all the output in HTML. Okay, everything is there. You need to put and prepare that in a thesis. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys. See you. Bye bye.
Yes, bye.
Okay, sir.
Bye bye.